Aloha, everyone. I'm Chris Lethem, and this is The Economy and You with ThinkTech Hawaii at OC16. Welcome back. I'm back from beautiful Colorado and a short trip to visit my daughter in Seattle, Washington, and it's great to be back in Honolulu. Today's guest is from a new organization here in Hawaii. They've actually been on the mainland for a while now, called Real Office Centers, and our guest is Cameron McElroy. Welcome, Cameron.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming today. I know it was a little bit short notice. We got the dates a little screwed up, but thanks for coming on the show.
No worries.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk a little bit about your organization, because you're doing some really interesting things, facilitating the growth of new startups and working with companies that are also working to help the startup community realize new opportunities most importantly here in Hawaii.
Yep.
So why don't you give us a little bit of background about Real Office Centers and sort of how you got started and how you got to Hawaii.
Yep. So Real Office Centers, we started in Newport Beach about 4 years ago, and basically we started as just basic executive suites. We wanted to build out a space and make it really easy for companies to come in and just focus on what they need to do, not have to worry about any of the services, the coffee or the receptionist, all that stuff, the mail. We take care of all that for everyone, and over time we started to realize that there's a growing market for tech communities, especially like app developers, stuff like that.
Because they suck at office work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do. But they're good at what they do. But when it comes to doing administrative tasks, not so great.
They don't want to worry about that.
Yeah,
stuff.
and why should they?
Yeah, so that's what we try to pin it on, and then we moved on, and we started developing these partnerships with certain companies, and as we continued to grow through LA and San Diego out of Orange County, we decided that it would be really wise to create some of these partnerships and build on them, and it's turned into a very, very big community and a networking opportunity for a lot of our tenants.
So this is sort of where you still get that water cooler effect, where people kind of from different, even though they may be working on different projects or different things, they're still able to sort of get around once in a while and talk
we want more variety. The more variety in one space, we find it more valuable. The attorneys, everybody that's doing different things, there's more opportunity to collaborate, and so that's what we're trying to build the space around, is collaboration and networking. So every one of our spaces throughout California and as well as Hawaii, is we're trying to make it so it's really accessible to all people to talk, collaborate, a lot of open space, events, stuff like that.
So you're also, okay, so so you work, now you've been doing this, how many years has your company been around now?
It's been around for almost 4 years.
And in 4 years, and in 4 years you've launched how many new locations?
Currently we have 6.
That's amazing. And you're looking to start
1
another
in LA, 3 in Orange County, and 2 in San Diego, soon to be 3 in San Diego, and then 1 in Hawaii.
And then the 1 in Hawaii.
Yep.
And the 1 in Hawaii is located in Chinatown.
Yep.
Okay.
New Wanu and Hotel.
New Wanu and Hotel, of course, which is is turning to a really awesome little area. It used to be sort of the dregs.
Yeah.
Years ago, right?
We look at it as like a little Venice beach.
Yeah, it is.
You got the same ingredients, and there's, people like the area, and there's, you got the homeless and everything like that, but it's kind of all the ingredients that we like to have for, creative minds.
Well, it's kind of realizing a renaissance today.
Exactly.
In Chinatown. The building that you're in is one of the few buildings that survived a fire.
Yeah, supposedly the fire started just behind our building and moved towards the west.
Okay. So that building is brick.
Yep.
It's wood. I noticed that when I went over there, they have a really nice stairway. Is that something that you all built?
Yeah, we had to redo all the stairways. We bought all the wood from Reuse Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so the stairway was really nice. It's very structurally sound too.
Yep.
It's really well built.
Yep.
I have to say, it's really a well built stairway.
Thank you.
So in 6 years or 4 years, you've launched 6 different locations. You guys are just on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Our CEO he's done this before, and he's really adept when it comes to about the markets, and so Hawaii's a little bit of an exploratory mission. We want to see, you know, how the market reacts to what we're doing here, and we want to expand, but we want to make sure it works for us as well.
Okay. Well, you have roots here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a family, and
Yeah.
this is a sort of a family business, or?
Yeah. My grandma was born and raised on Molokai, and then my dad was living on Maui for a long time, and I was born in California, but spent all my summers in Maui with my father.
Okay.
And yeah, we want to work where we live, and we want to live where we work. It's
Yeah.
basic trade-off, and
Awesome.
so we're just trying to figure out how we can get back to Hawaii, and so this is the first little stab at that.
Well, I think this is really great, and I got to tell you, I was just when you had your opening a couple weeks ago, I was just really warmed by the reception that you had and how open you were to you know, talking to people and inviting people to come in and take a look. It just seems the way that it's designed, it really does facilitate that sort of crosstalk communication. Now, the other properties that you have, are they designed similarly? Are they sort of the same side?
Yeah.
Similar setup?
Everything that we're building now is based around the whole networking concept. Is
Okay.
Facilitating, you know, people not just staying in an office and working. It's get out, meet the people that you work around, and understand what they're doing, and find the relationship, and let's work together.
Now, do you have like office space where people can have meetings with outside executives?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just basically have like conference rooms.
Yeah, conference room, day use, day office, whatever you need, we can facilitate that.
And I love the little sort of the open space courtyard.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have plans
I wish
for
we
that?
had that in every other spaces, but yeah, that's a bonus on that space. It's going to be common area.
Common area then. Okay.
For all the restaurants downstairs and as well as upstairs.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's going to be restaurants as well. Wow. That's
So downstairs, we're managing that, but we're hoping to subleasing to, you know, individual companies and restaurants that can use the storefront. So.
Well, we have some ideas. Maybe we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. So now some of your other facilities, you had mentioned that you're working with Microsoft. And how's that going?
It's going really well. They're partnering with our Santa Monica location, and they're new to their platform.
Well, they have the BizSpark project, right? BizSpark.
Yeah.
And I don't know if most people know what BizSpark is, but BizSpark is a sort of a way for new companies to get to use all of Microsoft's innovative products, and you get to use those products at a sizable discount rate to sort of help you facilitate the growth of your tech company. If you're a software development firm or a company that uses software developers, you get to use all those tools for an incredibly inexpensive price. But and the businesses in your facility are able to use the BizSpark program.
Yeah, we have credits within our facility that tenants can use.
Okay.
Also with Microsoft, also with AWS, Amazon Web Services.
Okay.
And then Esri as well. So
Amazon
Esri is mapping services.
Now, Amazon Web Services is like in the cloud, sort of cloud-based.
Yep, all cloud platform.
On all cloud platform. Okay,
Yep.
so they could put whatever they're working on, they could put it in the cloud.
Yep.
And develop in the cloud.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Man, this technology just moves at such an incredible pace these days.
It's crazy. Santa Monica is a powerhouse. The way that place is developed.
Is that right?
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
It's really cool.
And then you talked about Esri. Now, most people, now I'm a software developer. I hadn't really heard of Esri, but I don't develop a lot of mapping software. So can you give us a little bit about?
Esri, they're you know, GIS software.
Okay.
Like they're responsible for developing all that stuff. I'm not sure what companies use them, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the mapping software that we use regularly, Google Maps, stuff like that, Esri is responsible for developing that software.
Okay.
And in college, I was a geography minor, and I used a lot of the GIS software, and it's pretty insane the things they can.
Well, I imagine they've got APIs all over the place, like a way that you can call and get information out of their system.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. So, and that's actually, you know, and the thing is that as we're continuing to develop new technologies, I mean, this morning I was watching on TV, and they're talking about the sort of connectivity of our automobiles, and that cars will be talking, you know, to the other cars going down the road. You'll be connected to your car more. So your little supercomputer iPhone or whatever your phone of choice might be,
Yeah.
you've got all this sort of, you know, weird and wonderful connectivity to it that you can get your emails, you can do all, you know, you can get reminders, everything while you're driving.
Wow.
You know, it just
Hands-free.
Hands-free, you know, hands-free everything, right?
Hands-free everything.
So yeah. So I mean, the
Just
car
keep your hand on the
technology is
wheel.
just crazy. And of course, what that means is instead of competition in the automobile industry being all about the performance of the engine, it's also about all the technology that's going into the automobile. I mean, people, when they make a decision about what to buy today, are really looking at and going forward, looking at the technology that's been implemented in the automobile. So it's sort of a game changer, and I can see where web services, mapping software, all these things are sort of integrating into every aspect of our lives. But clearly, the automobile industry is taking you know, they're really taking to it. So it's kind of interesting that way. But it sounds like what you're doing is you're working with these small companies that are you working with venture capital companies as well?
Yep. Yeah, we have several VC companies that we're working with in LA, and we partner with them. They are either housed in our building or they hold office hours regularly throughout the week. And we, you know, anyone from working on a desk like 1 or 2 times a week, or has a private office, they can use those office hours. Couple hours a week. These guys can give them coaching, you know, whatever they need for their business.
Well, yeah, because you know it's tough. I mean, when you're somebody like, let's say you have a business idea, right? You know, well, a lot of the challenges that you have is, okay, you get like sort of the beginnings of an idea, right? It's like, you know, not much, but what happens is that you try to talk to these people and they help you to expand and grow the idea. Right? So you're creating an environment that's conducive to that.
Yeah, and it's also free if you become a member. That's the best part, is that if you were to approach these companies with your idea, you know, and people are, you know, these guys are busy. They're VC companies. They have a lot of stuff on their plate regularly.
That's true.
So we're creating an environment where these guys hold office hours. You can come in, just pay the member rates to work at a desk all day. And then on top of that, you get office hours. You get to go meet with a VC company, and you get to ask them little things about your company, you know, once a week.
Wow.
And so
that's a really value-added opportunity for a small business.
It's definitely helping us.
That's amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's good for the venture capital companies eventually.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
it's good for everyone. The way we see it, it's just common area. Everyone gets to, you know, talk about ideas and network and understand what everyone's doing and keep moving. That's the biggest value for us.
I think that's fantastic. So let's go to commercial. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Chris Lethem. This is The Economy and You, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Okay, this is ThinkTech Hawaii, and it's Wednesday. Every Wednesday is Energy Wednesday here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy. 4 to 5 p.m. every Wednesday. Come and listen to us. And just to show you what I mean, I'm going to ask Sharon to tell us more.
Come and see us every Wednesday, as Jay said. And we have people like Jim Albers from HECO here and co-host Ray Starling here every Wednesday. We not only go on Olelo and OC16, but also stream live. So please come visit us, hear about the latest in clean energy.
Okay, Jim, you've been here. You got any comment on all this?
As important as energy is in all of our lives today, this is a great forum and a great format to vet those issues. So I encourage everybody to listen in and participate.
Okay, Ray, what do you think for a close?
Well, I think this is the greatest show in the energy world here in Hawaii. You can come here every week, 1 hour, and catch the latest on what's happening and hear from the people who really know what's going on, like Jim Alberts. We appreciate your coming today.
Thank you.
Ray Starling, Sharon Moriwaki, Jim Alberts, and Jay Fidel here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy. 4 to 5 p.m. Wednesday. Aloha.
Other noteworthy.
Okay, sorry.
Ask me whatever, man. I'll answer.
Are we live now? Yeah, we're live. Hi, I'm Chris Lethem. Welcome back. This is The Economy and You. Our guest today is Cameron McElroy from Real
Office
Centers.
centers.
Real Office Centers. and they have a new location in Chinatown. And so we're talking a little bit about some of the sort of the great stuff that you're doing with Microsoft and Esri, and the other one is Amazon Web Services. You're collaborating with them. You're also working with venture capital companies that are housing or being housed in your different centers, which is of course fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about what you kind of where you see the Chinatown office going and where you're at now, and sort of what your vision is going forward with Chinatown.
Yeah. So Chinatown's our first product outside of California. So it's a bit of a jump for us. It's more of an exploring mission. We want to see. We see a lot of stuff happening in Honolulu. We're wondering if this market is ready for what we want to do, what we've done in LA and San Diego and Orange County.
Well, what I really can tell you is there is a real desire. One of the unfortunate things about Hawaii is we have a really bad reputation in the business world.
Okay.
We've had some big failures, like the Super Ferry, for example, which kind of gave us a black eye. It didn't kind of give us a black eye; it gave us a huge black eye. And I think it's hurt us in the terms of being able to attract new venture capital and or large venture capital deals here in Hawaii. So it's really great that you're here. And I know that in the sort of, I don't want to say younger community, but in the high-tech community, and they tend to be a lot of young people, is they are biting at the bit to have an opportunity to take an idea and run with it. And be successful and launch. And I think they want to stay in Hawaii. Unfortunately, the history has been that new companies will get launched to a certain degree, and then they're sort of forced to go to the mainland in order to expand and grow and keep moving forward. And that's really unfortunate for us, because that kind of brain drain impacts our economy. Because as we know, every tech job creates 7 other jobs in the economy. So we want to continue to have tech jobs, and we want to continue to have those jobs stay in Hawaii, not leave or abandon us. And so it's really fantastic that you're here. I think the fact that you're making that investment and taking that step to support what we're trying to accomplish here in Hawaii is fantastic. And I want to say thanks for that, because that's a big step. You're 4 years old. You've got, this is your 6th or 7th location?
This will be the 7th, I'm pretty sure.
7th location, okay. And you've got roots here, so that's great. Okay. So how are you doing as far as attracting tenants so far?
It's a bit difficult right now. We're, like I said, with like a mission, exploring the market. We're kind of touching, feeling everyone, seeing how they're reacting to the prices for the space and everything like that. And it seems like there's a lot of clients that they don't understand the amount of reach that we have with services and the members and like what you get beyond just office space. A lot of people look at like, oh, I just need an office. It's not just that. It's a lot more beyond just office space.
So what are you looking at in terms of demographics? Do you have a sort of an ideal demographic?
We want to focus on smaller companies that need help getting off the ground and moving into larger areas. Startup companies, tech companies, primarily in Santa Monica, it's tech companies, stuff like that.
All right.
But right now in Chinatown, we're kind of welcome to anything. We want to see what the whole community is about. So we're not, shunning anyone away. We want to see what this whole community is about.
Now, have you seen an interest from a certain age group of
mostly younger.
Mostly younger? Okay. And sort of, what's their biggest challenge going, do you think?
Capital.
Capital?
I would say that.
Okay.
A lot of people want to be in our facilities, and they see the value. They just can't exactly afford everything at the time.
Okay.
But a lot of things that we did in Santa Monica is like, we give them a discounted rate, and then they move and they network, and their company grows twofold, and all of a sudden they have 3 offices.
Oh, okay. That's excellent.
So that's the idea that we're trying to embrace here.
So do you think the talent is here? Do you see the talent?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I think this place reminds me a lot of like Venice Beach, California. It's similar, but a lot of young minds that, you know, didn't take the normal route, didn't go to college, didn't go like to med school, whatever. They're coming up with these own ideas that are going to help everyone else, and that's what we want to embrace. We want to embrace those people that are entrepreneurial and, you know, doing their own things and embracing their own lifestyle into their work and trying to create a push for something that they love.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I really like too is how the proximity to the financial district. There are lots of tech companies or companies that could benefit from tech companies in the financial district here in Honolulu. You know, you're just, you know, a block away from most of the large businesses. You've got all these different towers.
Yeah.
And I mean, proximity-wise, you're in a perfect place to be.
Yeah. Besides parking.
Yeah, parking. Yeah,
Parking is the only issue.
That's the ongoing challenge. Is you got to be pretty clever about the parking issue here.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah, but there is some parking in Chinatown.
Yeah.
Within 2 or 3 blocks. So.
Yeah.
It's not
You just got to know where to look. There's Walmart. There's
Yeah.
the municipal parking.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. There is some parking. It's just not like right there where your facility is.
Yeah.
But I tell you, one of the things that was really interesting to me was when I was trying to find your place. It was a little bit like you advertised it as being on Hotel Street, but it's actually the entryway isn't really on Hotel Street.
Yeah, it's actually on Nu'uanu Avenue.
It's on Nu'uanu.
1110
Yeah.
Nu'uanu.
Yeah.
We like the title as 2 North Hotel.
Yeah.
That's why we were using that, but our entrance is on Nu'uanu.
Yeah. It's almost like a little secret, you know what I.
A hole in the wall, and then you go upstairs,
Yeah.
and then it just opens up.
But it opens up, and it's just this amazing little courtyard, and then the offices I noticed that are really well designed because you've got like they do sort of close secure, but there's a lot of glass. It's very visual.
We want to keep natural lighting as much as possible.
Yeah.
I have an environmental sciences background. I was LEED certified for a while, and my whole role in the company before I was managing this property was to make every company or every operation in California more sustainable, more environmentally friendly. So when we started designing our new offices, we put more glass and everything just to minimize the use of electric.
Have to use
lighting.
use other than natural lighting. Yeah. Well, I noticed that, but it has a warm feeling to it.
Yeah.
And
we offer all our clients if they want to fog the windows or, you know, put frost on them for privacy, no problem.
No problem.
We can do that.
Okay. But it's such a great little workspace. So if people wanted to find out about coming down and utilizing your facility, how would they get a hold of you?
Best thing, in my opinion, is to just come by.
Come by?
Come by, check it out. But if not, realofficecenters.com.
So you have a website, realofficecenters.com.
Yep.
Now, I did look on there. I did not see a Hawaii location yet. Is
Yeah,
that
it
coming?
hasn't been updated just because we just opened. So it's going to be updated shortly, but
Now, can they
any
call
of
the
the
number?
numbers.
Can they call the numbers on there?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you called any of the numbers on there, they would reroute you to me.
Oh, okay. So they could be immediately rerouted to you,
Yep.
Cameron.
Yep.
And then talk to you, come down, and you'll show them around? And,
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there from 8 to 5 every day.
8 to 5 every day. Okay. And what are the hours?
The hours, if you become a member, you're there, you get 24-hour access if you want it.
Okay.
You get a little fob, door will open for you any time of the day, any
Okay.
time of the night.
So you could use the facility, say, for example, if you're a securities trader and you're trading in Japan. Doesn't matter. You can still come in there at 4 o'clock in the morning and do
As long as you're registered and you have the fob, you're all good.
You're good.
Yeah.
So you can set up shop. Now, what about internet access and all that stuff?
Always available.
All available?
Yeah.
Okay.
Internet access, always available. We're hoping to start the virtual clients pretty soon, where basically they'll get mail service, reception service, and conference room usage.
Okay.
So anytime they need it.
So then they pay a fee, and then they can come in and use the facility.
Yeah, you can be a virtual member. Basically means that you get use of the facility. You don't have a private office, but you can set up shop on one of our open desks.
Okay, so you do have open desks.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not all just private offices.
Nope. No. We have probably, I don't even know how many, probably 40 seats for people that just want to set up and plug in and use the internet
And
go.
work.
And
work.
print whatever they need. Yeah.
Okay, so you got printer access.
Yep.
Internet access.
Yep.
And they have mail. They have mail service.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
Okay, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so when now are you looking to expand to the neighbor islands as well?
We're definitely thinking about it. We see, you know, a lot of stuff happening on the Big Island and on Maui. But like I said, this is kind of an exploring mission to see how Oahu reacts to what we're bringing to the table. And I definitely see other islands in the future. But
so
as of now, not sure.
So who do we have to talk to get Microsoft to partner up with you here, so that we can take advantage of?
Well, it's
the
in my
Bismarck
opinion,
program?
it's all it goes both ways. Like, so, like, for instance, like, so if you become a member in our offices in Honolulu, you're a member in Santa Monica as well. So
oh, really?
If you travel and you go to Orange County, San Diego, or LA, you can go to our offices and you can work for free. But you're paying the same, you pay the same rate for all the spaces.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're a member.
So it's global. Your membership is global. Wherever you guys have an office, you can work out of.
Hopefully global soon, but right now just California and Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Excellent. That's great. That's
so you're a
fantastic.
member wherever you go.
Okay. So all right. So you can use all the spaces now. Are you looking to expand on the West Coast as well, in other areas?
I would say yes, but probably not much further than LA.
Not much
as far
further
as
than
north.
LA. Okay.
San Francisco is really impacted with this type of market, so.
Okay, so you don't see things sort of crowded in the San Francisco space.
Yeah.
Now, is there any opportunity to partner with, say, San Francisco?
Definitely.
Facilities? Is that
we're
something
always
you've thought
open to
about?
ideas.
Oh, okay.
We're pretty flexible with whatever's going on wherever.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, in terms of using virtual space, you know, a lot of people here do sort of go bounce back and forth in the Bay Area as well. So maybe that's the way to add value to what you're doing, is that you have some sort of a partnership where those people can come and use.
Definitely.
Yeah, sort of a little bit of crossover.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys are doing a lot of interesting stuff. But what kind of got you into this? I mean, how did you get into this?
Originally, I just, you know, I finished college, I traveled for a while, and then I needed a job eventually. I realized that you can't just surf and travel everywhere. So.
Right. And you surf?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, surf. My main passion. And so after I realized that, I needed to get focused and start doing things. And my dad is the company owner, so.
Oh, okay.
So he kept kind of like pushing me, like, hey, you know, you want to help me out? You want to help me out? I was like, yeah, I'll help you out, man.
Yeah. I've tried to get my own daughters to try and help me, you know, to get involved in some of the things I'm doing. And not a chance. So that's great. That's great. You get to work with your father.
So me and my brother, we managed the whole construction build out of the Chinatown project. It took us about the whole last year, actually. And after that, I just, you know,
well, it looks
got
great.
really attached to the building, and you know, you kind of like treat it like your baby. You want to take care of it. You don't want anyone in there that's not going to take care of it like you did, you know. So I just kind of like stood up and like, I'll manage all the leasing and I'll take care of the space.
Okay, excellent.
So.
Well, we're gonna go to commercial.
Okay.
We're gonna be right back. Hi, I'm Chris Lethem. This is The Economy and You. Stay tuned for our last segment. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Hunter Hevlin, host of Sustainable Hawaii here at ThinkTech Hawaii. You can tune in every week on Thursday at 2 p.m. to see interviews with sustainability professionals from around the state and even further abroad, learning about activities with water management, food security, waste management, and a whole host of other fascinating opportunities to get engaged with making a greener island. So if you're interested in making the transition from consuming individuals to communities of producers, check us out every Thursday.
Aloha, my name is Paul Jackson, better known as PJ, and my local interest is in sports. I have my own sports radio show at KWAI AM 1080 that you can stream live. I also have my own website, pjsportsradio.com. We have live guests in studio, and we talk about discussions and topics that everyone wants to know locally here on the islands. We cover everything from surfing to basketball to whatever's going on locally, sports-wise. We try to do our best and cover the topics in depth as much as we can. Once again, thank you for joining PJ here on Hawaii Sports Update. Mahalo.
Hi, I'm Jay Fidel. That's Ted Ralston. You know, Ted is the host of Where the Road Leads. It shows every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. It's about technology. It's about how people collaborating and solve problems with modern technology. It's where the road leads. We all know that. We should all be listening. Join us there, 4 to 5 p.m. every Friday. Now, what about that do you agree with?
All of it.
I knew he'd say that. Aloha. Say aloha.
Aloha.
Good.
Hi, my name is Seymour Kazimirski. I have a show called Seymour's World on ThinkTech Hawaii. Our show is about opening minds and facilitating conversations. To tell you the truth, I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. I have no idea who our guests are going to be, but I guarantee you we're going to have lots and lots of fun. Aloha from Seymour's World.
Aloha, everybody. I'm Chris Lethem, and this is The Economy and You. And today we've been talking with Cameron McElroy. Cameron is from Real Office Centers. RealOfficeCenters.com is their website. They have launched a new facility in Chinatown. It's very impressive. It's a beautiful office space. And more importantly, it's a place for and sort of designed for the startup community, companies that want to work in the online community space, or companies that may be involved in other aspects of startups, such as law firms, such as venture capital organizations, angel startups or angel funding entities, anything that might be part of that ecosystem. Is that about right, Cameron?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so the goal here is to sort of help to facilitate the growth of our entrepreneurial community, our high-tech community. And as we know, this is where we need to grow in Hawaii. This is a place where we need to expand our economy, expand the options for our economy, not now, but also for the future, because we do know in Hawaii that unfortunately we often raise our children for export. And that's because we haven't, in the past, made the kind of infrastructural investment or infrastructure investment so that our kids would have great jobs to come home to. And now we have a company, Real Office Centers, who's come from the mainland back to Hawaii. They have roots in Hawaii, but have come back here to make an investment in this community, in our high-tech eco community. And so we've been talking about that, Cameron. And so you have just sort of finished out the Chinatown space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now you're looking for tenants. You're looking for people to come in and be a part of it. You've got space for people who work in open common areas, as well as about how many office or private office spaces do you have?
Private offices, currently we have about 18 offices. There's 24 total, but there's 4 that we're kind of reserving for the rest of the build out as well as we're finishing, but there's 18 currently available. We have 1 tenant that's using one of the offices, and there's 18 left. We do terms as anywhere from month to month to 2 years, and the space ranges from anywhere from 100 square feet up to 300 square feet.
Now I noticed in the bottom you have some space for maybe a restaurant or two?
Yeah, the whole ground floor is all retail restaurant space.
Okay.
The smallest spaces I think are about 600 square feet, and then the largest ones are about a little over 1,200 square feet. And all of them, we're trying to embrace what Chinatown needs, keeping the variety of restaurants and bars and the demographic that we want to have there.
So can you put it, is there any sort of, what is it, you need a fire hood or something if you wanted to put in a restaurant where you cook food? Do you have those in there?
Yeah, we're putting all those in for all the spaces. We're putting in the grease trap and the vents and the AC vents.
Okay.
Before any tenant moves in.
So that's great. So then you're going to have that. Then that would allow somebody who already has an idea for a restaurant or wanted to expand an existing restaurant without all that sort of infrastructural requirement.
Yeah.
Now they would have to put in their own bar, I assume.
Yeah. The build out is they're responsible for that.
They're responsible for that.
We're just subleasing the space.
Okay. Yeah. And so any takers yet, or?
Yeah. There are. There's
really?
a few notable chefs in Waikiki that are pretty pretty much locked down for a couple spots.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's one of the challenges for restaurants in the Chinatown area has been that they'll get into a space and then the person who rented it to them over time starts really jacking up the rent on them.
Yeah.
And so although they've worked hard to build a clientele,
Yeah.
they're not making any money.
Yeah.
And so they often find themselves either forced to have a restaurant where they don't make any money,
Yeah.
or close the restaurant down.
Yeah.
So this gives them an opportunity to come into your space.
Yeah, we want to make it as easy as possible for people to move in both downstairs and upstairs.
Oh, that's great.
Just provide everything they need and then
Yeah.
just let them go.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
That's the idea behind the whole concept.
Well, you know, the thing too is if you've got restaurants and you've got food, that also helps to facilitate other
yeah.
businesses coming in, small
you
businesses
want to go to
coming in.
work at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
want to stay
That's
at
right.
work.
Yeah,
That's
say,
the
eat,
idea.
drink, yeah, enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, and that
Yeah.
sort of creates. And again, that's kind of, you know, in a way, I kind of see that similar to maybe the Google model or the Intel model, even,
Yeah.
where you have a place that has everything you need, so you don't feel compelled that you have to leave at the, when the whistle blows at 5
Yeah.
o'clock.
No, that's what we're encouraging. The longer people are there, and especially if there's, you know, maybe it's a bad thing or a good thing, but there's a little bit of alcohol involved. People tend to, you know, make decisions that, you know, facilitate their company's growth. You
Yes,
know, and,
yes.
and it's good. So.
And in a way, it almost seems like you could kind of sort of entertain there. Now, you have had a meeting last night with with the Startup Weekend
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah, our newest office in Orange County, right off UCI campus. It's called The Vine. We're partnered with Irvine Company and this other company, Evo Nexus. They're kind of like a tech incubator.
Okay.
Yeah, it was they hosted a big event last night actually, and it's our newest office, and it's 60,000 square feet of space, working
Wow,
space.
that's
so.
amazing. 60,000 square feet.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
humongous.
huge.
Yeah, and there's a lot of open area too,
Uh-huh.
like for bars and restaurants and too. So we're trying to facilitate the whole networking, you know, of all of our spaces. More open area, the
Uh-huh.
better.
That's
you know.
massive.
Some private offices if you want to hide away. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's massive.
Yeah.
Man, that's got to be amazing.
Yeah. It's
just-
awesome that, you know, UCI
Yeah.
gave us some of their campus.
And that's
to
the
do
University of
California.
California, Irvine. Okay, and so they've given you space to work with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not giving us
Not
space,
giving
but
it to
they
you,
worked.
but-
We worked out a deal.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
you've got a great deal working with
Yeah, and
them.
our headquarters are right in Newport Beach, right down the street.
Okay,
So.
I know Manoa is trying to do some of that. The University of Manoa. Maybe that's an organization too. If you could figure out a business model that's working for you there in Irvine.
Yeah, I met with one of the guys from HSE Hawaii Student Entrepreneurs last night, and they're eager to, you know, get in our facilities and start helping out, and we want to help them out and start creating more business.
Yeah, because you know, a lot of us entrepreneurs have really great business ideas,
Yeah.
and or techies, you know.
They just don't know how to.
But
get
pulling it
going.
all together is
Yeah.
such a massive effort.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
what we want in our facilities. Our idea is to have law firms, you know, accountants, whatever, and then everyone can work together.
Yeah.
And just all under one roof. You know, you don't have to share the same building. You don't have whatever you got to do. It's just it's all right there for you. That's what we
So,
want.
You know, and again, if they, what has been some of, like, you know, some of the sort of things that when people talk to you, the sort of what are their biggest concerns?
Biggest concerns, definitely parking.
Parking.
Parking is the worst.
Yeah.
It's Chinatown, but I mean, we have to deal with it. And just making sure people understand they're not just getting office space. A lot of people look at it like, oh, this is great office space, you know, and our rates are inclusive of a lot of different things. You know, it's not just the space and the desk that we're providing you. It's these extra services that go all the way to California and around the world with these companies. Just through these extra services, you're not. I mean, you're getting a really good rate on dealing with some of the best venture capital companies or attorneys or whatever it is through your just leasing an office.
So here's a
You're getting
question.
access to all that.
Here's a question I have for you. Okay, so now let's say I'm here in Honolulu, right?
Yeah.
And you've got this really great venture capital firm in LA. When they're having office hours, do I have a way to communicate with them?
Remotely, I would say I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But if you have a membership here in Hawaii
Uh-huh.
and you went to LA and you wanted to access their office hours, you could walk
could do
straight
it?
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe what we can talk about too is maybe virtualizing that, maybe with Skype or something.
Yeah.
And
That's actually a really good idea.
yeah, maybe we can talk about Skyping, letting
Yeah.
people Skype in and talk with them a little bit.
Yeah. We've already discussed the idea of having them come out here and, you know, holding similar type
Yeah.
seminars and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Now, do you have space for seminars?
Yep.
Yeah? How
Yeah.
many, can you accommodate like a group of maybe 25, 30 people? Or?
We could accommodate more than that, probably about 50 to 100.
50 to 100 people.
Yeah, we have a projector drop down, everything set up. We had a
Wow.
pitch fest with Blue Startups
Uh-huh.
a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and probably had about 100 people and probably about 10 or 11 pitches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it can accommodate a fairly large group of people.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, and the courtyard downstairs overflow.
Yeah.
You know, it can definitely house more than 100 people.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's and it's such a fantastic space. So I would encourage people to come down and check it out, and give Cameron a shout at Real Office Centers. I think that you'll find it's a space that you could utilize and at least take a look at it and see if it'll accommodate your business. If you're a new company or if you're looking to get launched and you're going to need just a virtual space even to work from. Come down and check it out. It is in Chinatown. It's a great location. I got to tell you, I mean, there's something really nice about working in Chinatown too. I mean, there's lots of art shops, there's lots of restaurants.
Everything's accessible.
Yeah, everything's there for you. And so I would encourage people to come down and check it out and take a look to see and of course, it sounds like to me at this point, Cameron, you're pretty flexible.
Yeah. We're willing to work with anyone and everyone that wants to, you know, house their business in our space.
Okay.
We're always, I mean, our rates, we have our rates that we need to make work for our business, but we're always willing to work with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want people in the space, and we want to make that whole corner alive again, because from what we heard, it's just been nothing for so long.
Well, you know, one of the challenges, of course, with Chinatown has been the reputation that it's had in the past. But, you know, we've had First Fridays and different events going on in Chinatown. And I think this has sort of worked to change the atmosphere and people's sort of perception of Chinatown. You know, it's still Chinatown. I mean, Chinatown is always going to be that place where you can go shopping for fish and
the history,
vegetables. Yeah, the history is fantastic.
The history is amazing.
Yeah.
Just seeing those signs and, you know, the stuff that's been there since before World War II is just amazing.
Yeah. And of course, it does have a great history to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, maybe we don't do enough to promote the history of Chinatown. I think there is more to talk about there. You know, when I came to Hawaii originally over 25 years ago, coming into that area, it was very interesting place to sort of hang out. A lot of guys came there, young guys come there to hang out back in those days. And but even before that, I mean, there was the sailors, the Marines, and everybody that came in through there during Vietnam, World War II.
Yeah.
And so having these buildings, if the walls could talk, I'm sure they would tell some really interesting stories.
I wish they could, man. I wish I could hear those stories. But on that note, with First Friday, we're gonna have our doors open on this First Friday.
Doors are going to be open for
Doors
First
are
Friday?
gonna be open. We'll be giving tours, open bar.
Okay. And give us the address one more time.
1110 Nu'uanu.
1110 Nu'uanu. And do you have a phone number that people can reach out to you?
Area code 949-525-1738.
Okay, very good. Well, Cameron, it was great having you on the show. It's been a really great show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I'm Chris Lethem. This is The Economy and You, and look forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday, 3 o'clock.